You're watching Good Afternoon Kentucky with Ramey Cohen and T.G. Shock. ABC36 on your side.
Welcome back to Good Afternoon Kentucky. Ashland plans to host an open house to debut a new tour that looks at the history of African Americans enslaved and later employed at Ashland from 1808 to 1948. Here to talk about the tour is Jim Clark, the executive director, and Shay Brown, the deputy county clerk. So happy you're here today.
Hey, glad to be here.
Thank you.
So what can folks expect when they come out to Ashland, the Henry Clay house? What can they expect?
Well, there's going to be two different events. The first is this coming Saturday, which is a genealogy workshop that is being led by the African American Genealogy Group of Kentucky, along with the county clerk's office. And there, people will get tips on how to research their family history. Because one of the most vexing things for a lot of people is the disconnections of information or going down the wrong path in records, because you can't just Google your family history. There's a lot of resources that are available, and that's what this workshop will provide. And then on the 24th, we have an open house, which is to introduce people to the Black history of Ashland, which starts with the enslaved, but also moves on into the later generations where Black families were employed at Ashland.
Yeah, why do you think this is so important?
This is important because a lot of people want to know their genealogy, and when it comes to African American race, we want to know where we came from and starting point. But also, one thing we've discovered through the project that helped co-direct with Dr. Vanessa Holden, the Digital Access Project, is we digitize these records and make them available online through the Fayette County Portal online website. Is that when people trace back, a lot of the enslavers had children by enslaved women. And as you move forward, you come and do your genealogy research, you can find out who the enslaver was that was also in your family. And I start to think, because we file documents, deeds, mortgages, records, and when you got to have clear title, you got to have all the heirs signing off. And then I'm starting to think, well, wow, some of these heirs were part of the enslaver, some of the African American heirs. Wow. And that's important because it's fascinating to know how many children have been overlooked because of the color of their skin.
And so when folks come to this tour, what can they do?
Well, they'll be led through the house. We have docents that will be available to discuss different phases of life at Ashland. And our primary goal is to really focus on the individuals that were enslaved there, not just what they did in the house or out on the 660 acres that used to comprise Ashland, but it's who they were as individuals. And part of this is an open invitation, because we hope that people who come to Ashland also have their own family history or information that could be, family folklore, or it could be artifacts that they've inherited. And we've had some open sessions before where people have brought us things, and they may think it's insignificant, but somehow it ties something together. There's a name that connects.
It's like a missing puzzle piece.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
Those, like Jim said, there's two events, open house on the 24th. On the 17th, we got a good crew that will be there. We have the University of Kentucky Commonwealth Institute for Black Studies, a few of those team members, Fayette County Clerk's Office team members, African American Genealogy Group of Kentucky. So we got a lot of professional skill experts that are going to be there. Look, this is a free event on the 17th to give you tips on how to research and do genealogy work. The 24th, we encourage people to register. You do need to register and purchase tickets, but you're going to enjoy the mansion. You're going to enjoy the beautiful area, the landscape. We'll also be there with DAP, Digital Access Project Workshop, on the 24th, in case people know how to access our records. We digitized all records in Fayette County.
Oh, very good.
We went back to Kentucky where there was only 3 counties, Fayette, Lincoln, and Jefferson. So we have those old records from 1780s going forward through 1865, and we're still moving forward.
Wow.
So we're going to highlight a lot of wonderful stuff here at the state.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and speaking about this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Stay with us. We'll have more news right after the break.